I tell people all the time, we're more alike than we think we are, like all of us.
Right.
We're all
Look at that. Welcome to NeNe's Damn Podcast. I am your host, NeNe Gemini, the host with the most and a smile you can't forget. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. Happy Juneteenth. Happy Men's Mental Health Awareness. Happy belated Father's Day.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So we're back. This is episode 2 from 3 years ago. 3 years ago?
Yes, about 3 years ago we did the first sit down.
Yeah. So today I have the honor again to interview my family member, Little David, as I call him, but King David Torrence. So welcome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Thank you.
How are you?
I'm doing good. Life has been lifing, so I'm happy to be back on the podcast.
I know, right? We didn't even have a name.
No, well, maybe we manifested it and we didn't know.
You know we did, because I was like, I'm going to call it NeNe's Damn Podcast. And you was like, I like that.
I did like it.
So
it
thank
fits you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. I just have to be careful because when I tell the church people, they be like, your podcast name what? I be like, Sister Betty Jean is called NeNe's Damn Podcast. I'm going to need you to go ahead and tune in.
Yeah. Tell agree with love.
I do. So let me give you your props. So Mr. David M.Torrence, investor, community activist, author, also known as King David, an empowering speaker, founder of KP Cares Foundation, a nonprofit organization dedicated to helping under-resourced communities bridge the wealth gap. First generation college graduate from University of Central Florida, Liberty University, author of the stock market activity book, Wall Street Twin. So you do a lot.
Yeah, maybe one too many things, but yeah.
That's a lot. Like, because when I researched it, I was like, I didn't know he did all of that. I didn't. I
Keep
did
myself
not.
busy.
But that's good. How's the baby?
The baby's doing well.
New baby.
Yep.
Dad life.
Yes.
So you got married.
Had a baby. Started a new career. Since we last met. Yep. I got a new car.
You got a new car?
Yep.
Wow. I love that for you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, you were already a father, but the new baby, how's that going?
It's going good. It's different in the way because I'm dealing with a newborn, right? So that is a lot different. Ion is like his dad. He's very active.
So you don't sleep?
No, not much. It just depends.
Really?
Yeah, like he has like 4 teeth coming in right now.
Oh, so he's cranky.
He's been waking up in the middle of the night So it's crazy.
Well, y'all don't get no sleep at all. Aiden is in basketball. 11-year-old superstar.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that.
Yeah, we can talk about that.
So Aiden plays what, AAU?
Yeah, he plays travel basketball for Remy Run Select.
Okay. So did he just play in beach
Ball on the beach?
ball on the beach?
Yeah, he did. Yeah. They
I didn't see no highlights, so I'm waiting on that.
Yeah. We dropped a few pictures from the tournament, but I haven't put the highlights out yet. That was his first time playing, so he's really excited about that.
Really? Was it a lot of people out there?
Yeah, well, so there's like 80 teams in just the 5th grade bracket.
80?
Yeah, in just the 5th grade, and it was 2nd through 10th or 11th grade. So that just give you an idea how many teams were there. There was 45 courts.
Really? So did you see any celebrities?
Saw a couple NBA players. The NBA players are prone to come out there because either their kids play for a program or that NBA player has his own program that's representing him.
So what player did you see?
I'm pretty sure I saw Jamal. Excuse me. I think I saw Jamal Crawford out there.
He has a team?
He has a son that plays travel basketball. That was one NBA player that I saw. I heard there was a few others there, but those are the ones that I saw.
Did you connect with any of them?
No. Just I just recognize them from afar, and that's it.
So, okay, so in that moment, what type of dad are you? Like, are you the dad that you're calm, or are you the dad that's like, you on the sideline next to the coach, and you like, Coach,
Gotcha.
I think.
That's a great question. So at home, I'm like LeVar Ball and Joe Jackson.
Wait.
I'm kidding. Aiden doesn't
It's a
have it
good
that
mix,
bad.
though.
It is a good mix, but I'm being facetious. I'm joking, but I'm tough on Aiden at home. At the games, I'm the dad from the sideline rooting him on.
Okay. So you not trying to coach too?
No. In a different world, I want to be a coach and like be an assistant coach for his team. But in reality, no, I wouldn't be a dad because I'm already like I have to wear the trainer hat because I train him, and that's already enough. So it'd be too much if I'm training him and then I'm also coach. It's just too much for our relationship.
Yeah, that makes sense because like I know kids would be like, "That's just sit down, sit down, let me do this."
Yeah, we don't want to bring what happened on the court home too. Like that's too much for the kid.
I like how you say that. So whatever happens on the court, you leave it there.
I try to. It sounds good, but I try to.
Okay. So like me, I couldn't be no coach. I'm like, you don't remember when you missed that layup? We not going to Bull Lake. So let's go and work on these layups until you get it right.
Yeah.
How you miss a free throw? We do this all the time.
Yeah,
I'm going to the
that.
court now. That's why I can't be
100%.
no coach.
Yeah, you'll be tough. You'll be tough.
Oh yeah, they'll hate me. They
No,
would.
They would appreciate you though,
They would.
because you care,
Yeah.
and kids want to know you care.
Yeah.
That's a huge part.
But my thing is like we shouldn't be missing free throws. It is all free throws and layups.
Yeah, those are
The
too easy.
easiest thing.
Correct. I agree.
So is men's mental health awareness? Happy Men's Mental Health.
Thank you.
And so, as a business owner, author, mentor, and father, how do you prioritize your mental health and well-being?
I think the best way that I prioritize it is making sure my cup is full. And there's a couple of things I do to make sure my cup is full. One of them is like working out. Like I have to go to the gym.
You have to.
Like, I have to go to the gym like at least 3 to 4 times.
You know, when men say that, because my brother says, I have to go. So when a man says, I have to go, you got to let him go.
Yes.
Because that's your safe place. That's where you release. I'm learning that.
Yeah, it's a form of therapy,
Yeah.
being able to move your body. And also, like, it's a confidence booster, right? And I feel like all men need to be confident with whatever you do, because that's usually how men find success, is their confidence within that field or whatever they're doing. You know, prioritizing it looks like going to the gym, reading. I'm a big journaler. I've been journaling since I was in 10th grade. So,
That's
like,
good.
journaling. Like, those are things that keep me full. And then also just, like, listening to music. Like, that sounds weird, but, like, I'm an R&B head, so some good music makes me feel good.
Old school R&B or new?
Both.
Okay.
Both. I love old school R&B though. If I had to like pick, you had to put a gun in my head, pick an old school R&B.
Okay.
Like neo soul, like Music Soul Child.
Okay. I was waiting.
Yeah,
I was waiting.
So those are the things, like making sure my cup is full. Once I prioritize that, my mental health is typically in a good place.
That's good. So, when you go to the gym, do you wear hoochie daddy shorts?
Hoochie, that's the short shorts? Mm-hmm. No.
Where all your thigh meat is out, like?
No, I mean I have big thighs, but I don't wear hoochie daddy shorts. I wear normal shorts, I think.
Okay.
Like my shorts they're above my knee.
Okay, yeah, that's good. Yeah.
But yeah, no.
When I go to the gym and I see the guys like they at the squat machine and all their thigh meat is out, and I'm like, Why you got on booty shorts like me?
They're typically bodybuilders, and they're really focused on like the mind muscle connection. So they need to.
Get it, but come
It,
on.
it can become a little bit much for the normal person at the gym just trying to get a good lift in.
And I'm like,
I hear you.
I get it. Okay. So, what role do you believe men can play in breaking down stigmas surrounding mental health discussions?
What role can we play in breaking down stigmas? Probably the biggest one is because men, when you're going through things, we're not going to say nothing. Right? Let's be
That's
let's be
true.
honest. So what I think you can do, and this is something that I do, once I have gotten over it or through it, I tell my wife about it. And I think that helps on a couple fronts. The first front is this is a personal statement. I feel like I'm not burdening her with whatever the issue was because I've already resolved it.
Okay.
So like now I could be a little bit more open because I've already gone through it. But also it gives her an opportunity to know that, oh wow, David is, when he's going through things, he's gonna handle it. Right. So I want her to have that confidence in me as a husband, right? That your husband is gonna handle whatever he needs to handle. But also I want you to know I'm gonna be vulnerable and come to you after the fact to let you know how I maybe felt through the experience. And maybe we can have a conversation of how if it happens again, what support will look like.
I like how you said that. Vulnerable and support. Those are the two main things that I'm learning that a lot of men need and deserve for their mental, especially with being vulnerable. So, was it hard for you to be vulnerable?
With my wife?
Yeah.
No, I love my wife.
It came
She's like
easy?
my best. She's like my best friend. So being vulnerable with her was easy. I think learning how to communicate my vulnerability, that was different.
Okay.
Right? Like I don't have no issue like being vulnerable with my wife and telling her stuff, but like how I tell her, when I tell her.
Right.
Because vulnerable isn't just like when things are going well, telling her that. It's also when things are uncomfortable, how you have those conversations, right? So I think the communication aspect for me is like where the challenge has been and where the growth has been.
I like that. Because I've had past guests and they said that sometimes it's hard for them to be vulnerable because they get turned around and it's on the negative. It's like thrown in their face.
Yeah.
And that's why a lot of men don't want to voice how they feel or they bottle all their emotions inside. So I like that. I like the word vulnerability.
Yeah, I mean, the right woman will open the space for you to be vulnerable. Like, one thing I will say about my wife, and I've told her this before, is like she's my salvation. Like, when I need to find my peace, like, I look to her to be that.
Your
right?
wife is your peace.
Yes. And the right woman will give you the space to experience that. So for most men, maybe the challenge is just finding the person that's for you to open that up. Because if not, what happens is when we have bad experiences, we let that define how we move with communication or just with relationships. And now that becomes the new norm because we haven't had a different experience or opportunity to have a new experience.
That's true. I like that. Thank you for that. Thank you, Black man. So how has becoming well, you're not a new father. How has being a father been impactful with your perspective on your mental health?
There's been two things. It's put a battery in my back. So it makes me go harder.
Okay.
Like that's the first thing, like as soon as Zion was born and I had a second son, it put a battery in my back like I gotta go harder. I gotta be more productive. I gotta be
Like
more
your why.
efficient. Yeah, my why grew and my ambition grew. And I'm already forward thinking. Like being a person who journals, you have to kind of be a forward thinker. You have
Right.
to be present. And you also have, like for me at least, like I'm always living in the future. They say people are living in the future, or living in the past, or living in the present. I don't do a good job of living in the present or the past. I'm typically living in the future.
In the future.
Yeah, I'm thinking about what's coming,
That makes I like
right?
that.
So that kind of got enhanced a little bit
Mm-hmm.
because obviously, like I'm thinking about college. I'm thinking about all these things, having a bigger house, right? So it put the battery in my back, but also it's been challenging on the time for it, managing my time, right? And not only that, like getting better at like coordinating with my wife so we can have a smooth transition throughout the day, or at least when I come home.
Right.
So that's been a challenge. So, but you know, those are the ebbs and flows of being a dad and being a mom, right? Yeah, being a husband. But again, going back to that initial question, making sure my cup is full so that I can do all those things without feeling empty.
I like that. So when you go to the gym, are you one of those people that you gotta hear the weights dropping, sound of the machine?
No, that's ego lifting. I call that ego lifting. Like when you huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm really strong, so like I already know I'm strong, so I don't need to do that to feel my ego. My ego is like squatting more than the guy next to me. So squatting is my favorite exercise.
Okay.
And I love it when I'm like 6 feet, 185 pounds. I love it when I'm like next to a guy that's like 6'2", 215 and we're squatting and I end up doing more weight than he does, that's like my ego thing. So not dropping weights.
So do you look at him like when you like? Come on, man.
No, I don't make faces, but like when he starts putting on weight and I just keep putting on weight, like it's like a hidden, unbeknownst to each other, like we know what's going on.
Like, come on, bro.
Yeah, step your weight up.
Thankfully.
Yeah. That's something I do. I don't drop weights.
I can't stand it.
But also, like for me, I don't hear it because I have headphones in.
Okay, so for me, like if my headphones die, like I can't work out.
Oh, you need to have the music.
I do.
So I just ran yesterday without music.
Really?
Yeah.
How was that?
It wasn't hard. It wasn't as hard as I thought it would be.
Okay.
It wasn't as hard. I was actually singing the music to myself. Oh, it's not as, my voice isn't as pleasant as the original artist, but I mean, it got the job done. It got me through the run.
Yeah, I have to have, like, so if I'm in the gym, I have to have my headphones. I'm finna tell, I listen to gospel.
Really? I'd rather listen to gospel when I'm driving, but I've listened to gospel music like before I play basketball games.
Really?
Yeah.
So when I'm at the gym, I'm listening to gospel. But I might have a day like if I'm doing legs and I want to hear a little ratchet, a little Cash Money.
Gotcha.
So but 95% of the time I'm listening to gospel. And you would think that I'm listening to rap because I'd be like, it's the God in me.
It's Kurt Franklin got it.
Right.
It's the hype gospel.
Yeah, it's the hype gospel. So I listen to that. So what advice would you give any new dads or bonus dads about their mental health? How to balance it?
What I would tell them is have 1 to 2 things that you need to do to make sure your cup is full. Right? I think that's huge. Like I talk to my wife about that a lot. I'm like, listen, my cup is not full. It's not going to be good because now I'm working from a position. I'm working from a position where I don't have power and impact. When you have 2 parents, you need to be impactful within the house with getting stuff done.
Yeah.
Right? Laundry, dishes, like these are real adulting things. Making sure that you're full or like communicating with your partner what you need. So I will say have 1 to 2 things that you need to have your cup full and communicate it to your partner. Make sure they're on the same page with you so that when you're leaving in the morning to go to the gym, they're trying to push you out the door because they want to make sure you get that.
Right.
So that when you come back, you're primed to do whatever you guys need to do to get the day done or get whatever task that is done. So, the communication aspect with your partner, but also like doing some self-work and knowing what you need to be in a good place. Because if not, what will happen is the pace and the ebbs and flows of a day will have your emotions like this because you never got centered.
Okay.
Right. And when I say like having these things that fill your cup, it allows you to become centered so that once the ebbs and flows of the day happens, your emotions are up and down and you're stressed. You'll be able to stay centered because you kind of started off that way, right? How you start, how you finish.
That is true. That's athlete talk right there.
Yeah.
You practice how you perform.
Correct.
Okay. So as someone who has built a career in supporting others, how do you handle stress and pressure, and what self-care practices do you prioritize? Well, you already said.
Yeah. But the pressure aspect, I think, is a great part of that question. For me, maybe this is like the psycho side of me. Like I like pressure because for me, it's a challenge.
Okay.
Like like I always, more so in college, not now as a grown man, I used to always wonder, am I as good as I think I am? Am I really that guy?
Right.
Right. I always like almost imposter syndrome. Right.
Okay.
I always like thought of like, am I really what I say I am? Because for a long time, like being young, I always aware of there's this perception of you and this is who you are. And I never wanted to be the person where it was disassociated, right? Where who I am and who I really am are not even close to each other. I always wanted to be very close. So for me, when pressure comes up or I want to meet those head on, I'm not running from the smoke. In layman's terms, like I'm jumping in head first,
right?
Trying to figure out, because what happens is once I get through it, like I said before, my confidence is up. And just like I tell my sons, I want you to have unwavering confidence, right? Because once your confidence is unwavering, it doesn't matter what life throws at you. You know you have the tools to solve the problem. And every man you should feel encouraged that you have the tools and you have the capabilities to solve any problems that the world throws at you. That's huge.
That is huge. So do you do affirmations with your boys?
No, but what I do is I just have a lot of conversations and dialogue with especially Aiden, because Aiden's a lot older, obviously. A lot of conversations about like, are you, like I'll ask like who are you right now? And who do you want to be? And again, like how are those things close or far apart? And I'm always on him about like, be a man of your word. right? Don't say something to me and you ain't gonna do it. Right, because the last thing you want to do is start lying to yourself. It's okay to lie to other people. Once we start lying to ourselves, we step into another territory where you kind of can't turn back. Right, so there has to be a level of introspection and honesty we have with ourselves. Right, for him, that we're going to have so that as he's getting older, he starts to be aware of who he is and what he's doing. Because what I would hate is he gets around other people whose personalities and impressions like get on him, and now he starts to become something he's not. So but he's self-aware and he's holding himself to his own standard,
Right.
that doesn't become an issue.
Because
I know that's coming up soon. He's going to be a teenager soon. That's going to be real life things I have to deal with.
Are you ready for that?
A teenage boy, I'm ready for it because I know the emotions you're going to be going through, but also I'm blessed enough to have a son that is very smart, and he's just like me. He's a family boy. So like he looks to his family for recognition and confirmation. Good. He's not looking to the outside world, which I love.
That's good.
He's looking to me and mom to confirm things. He's not looking to friends and strangers or the internet to define him. And that's hard in the age of internet.
Yeah, it is. It is. When I tell you, these kids are so influenced by social media, and because I work with them, and I just see, and I'm like, you're not even that person. Like, you're trying to be NBA Youngboy.
Yeah.
It's not, no.
Your metric is off.
It is. And I'm like, so who is your role model? One day I asked him, I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? Oh, I'm going to be a rapper. Well, do you write poetry now? Because that's normally how it starts.
Yeah,
What's that?
Tupac was a poet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is that? You want to read? Can you read? No. You just want to be a rapper. Just
not knowing that rapping has a lot of aspects to it.
Right.
Being an orator, speaking out loud, being a writer.
I said, you don't even turn in your homework to me. And you have to write. That's where it starts. I said, first off, be something. A freestyle.
You put him on the spot. All right. Did you do it?
Not at all.
Oh.
I was like, so we're going to focus on helping you. Because I believe in your dream, but you got to have a backup plan.
Yeah.
And they don't have no backup plan, because he's this and that, and he became a YouTuber, da-da-da-da. I was like, okay.
Yeah, their metric. I think children have to find out how they're going to measure themselves, right? And the worst thing they can do is measure themselves to other people. Comparisons are deep for joy. So for me, like for Aiden, I'm always telling him, I think I said this on our first interview, you want to be the best version of yourself.
I think you did.
And whatever you do, that's the metric. Are you better than you were yesterday? That's the metric, right? Your metric isn't to go to the NBA. Your metric is to do everything the best that you can, because whether you become an NBA player or an engineer, you're going to do everything to the best of your ability. And no matter what industry, people respect people who do things with integrity.
That's true.
So I tell them, like, even with shooting, like we're practicing, like, you have integrity in how you shoot. You just can't shoot it any kind of way. Have integrity with how you do things, how you walk, how you talk. Let that seep from your pores. Let people see you and know that, oh my goodness, this kid, he's different.
Yeah.
Right? And those little things is what sets people apart.
Yeah.
It's not money. It's not clothes. It's not notoriety. It's how you carry yourself.
That is true.
People can see it and people respect it when they identify it.
That is true. And listen, for him to be, 10 and a half?
11.
11?
Yeah.
When I see him, he walks with so much confidence as an 11-year-old. And I'm like, yeah, he's very mature for his age.
Yeah, that's all mom. I got to give her credit. I just came in and a compliment to what she did.
Y'all both do a good job, because he walks with his head up. He's respectful. So y'all do a good job.
Yeah.
So what do you want people to take away from this conversation today about men's mental health?
What I want people to take away is your mental health has to be the priority in your life, because if not, everyone pays the cost of you not prioritizing it. And there has to be an intentionality behind it. Right? Doing the self-work to identify what things that you need. I say that very easily, but that's very hard to do.
Right.
Many of us don't know what we really like or what we need. So guess what? It's hard to ask of it for someone else. Or we're looking at people to give us something and we don't know if we really need it. And a lot of conflict comes up, right? People are trying to do things for you. You don't take it the right way, so forth and so on. So prioritizing your mental health, making sure that you do that introspection, right? That's why I wrote this book here, Building Mental Equity, right? It's 9 stories that I wrote to help people become more mindful. It's all about mindfulness, right? In the book, like the key phrase is all we seek to unlock is through our transactions, how we interact with things. If you can take inventory of how you interact with things, you can become better with understanding yourself and figuring out what you need. Once you figure out what you need, you're one step closer to having a healthier relationship with our psyche, with our mental health, with our relationships, with work, with girlfriend, with mom, with dad. But again, it starts with self.
Thank you for that. So now we're going to get into the fun questions.
Okay.
Now, we're going to karaoke. So we're going to do 2 songs. We're going to do a duet.
Okay.
And then you're going to do solo.
I already know what my solo song is. That's
so
easy.
For the duet, what song are we doing?
Duet. There's a new song I like by Leon Thompson and Kaylani called Dirt on My Shoes. We should do that. That's a good song.
Dirt on My Shoes?
Yes. It's a really good, it's an R&B song. You'll like it. I'm going to play it for you after the podcast.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then your solo?
Can't We Talk, Tepid Campbell.
Okay.
That's easy.
I can see that.
That's easy.
And everybody's going to join it.
Yes, everyone's going to join in. I love that song. But I have I'm sorry to laugh. I have this thing. If you listen to that song, he's low-key crazy. He made up the whole story in his head.
Now I got to listen to the song. Now I have to
But it's a great song.
song.
It's a classic. If not that, the other song I would do is What You Gonna Do?
Your favorite way to unwind after a long day?
This is gonna be super controversial. TikTok. I have the best TikTok feed.
Really?
Yes, it's like it's literally my essence. It's anime, basketball, and jokes from comedians like Theo Vaughn and random comedians. It's like it's the perfect feed. It's better than my Instagram feed. My TikTok feed is really good.
TikTok is very interesting.
Yeah, my feed is really good. So I like to unwind by just like sitting on the couch, or we have this little mat in our living room, and I'll stretch sometimes on the mat because I probably worked out that morning, and I go through my stretches and I just swipe through a couple videos on TikTok.
Like
Just laugh.
Okay.
Yeah. I like it because I get to laugh, right? Because at work I'm so focused.
Yeah.
And,
So you really are.
Yeah. So I really get to unwind and laugh a little bit and let loose and kind of bring my shoulders down a little bit.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
That makes sense. I like that. Best book you read and that you'll recommend besides this book?
I'm reading a book called Dopamine.
Okay.
It's about the relationship we have with technology, because that's like, for example, like we go over TikTok and scroll, that's like a dopamine rush that we get. So we seek to have these spikes of dopamine through our phone. So it's about that relationship between us and technology and having a better relationship. So that's a really good book, Dopamine.
And you'll recommend that one?
I would recommend that one. And another book that I would recommend, if I had to give you another that I've read recently, is, I always say this one, I'm just going to say it again, The Science of Getting Rich by Alice Waddles.
Yeah.
That book is amazing. The Science of Getting
about?
Rich. It's about the science of getting rich. It's about understanding that the world is made up of a substance, and that substance isn't everything. If you become in tune with that substance, you can kind of manifest what you want into the real world. So it's a manifestation book almost, but it's geared towards bringing riches and money, because many people think like the love of money is the root of all evil, right? That's like a common phrase we may hear in church and things of that sort, or money changes us. But like having a level of financial security allows you to have a more abundant life, not just for yourself and for others. And that's necessary. So we should all seek to be rich so that we can have more to give. That doesn't mean we take, right? That doesn't mean we have more to give.
What's your go-to song to get you pumped up?
It's R&B right now. Like I've been running a lot more.
Leon Thomas song?
Leon Thomas album, Mutt the Deluxe.
Yeah.
I just ordered on vinyl. That is my.
Really?
That's my. I collect vinyls.
You got a record player?
Yeah.
Really?
I have a lot of vinyls. Yeah, I collect.
You know, it's a store. You may know. It's on University in between Oakland and Commercial. It's
Okay.
next to Tate's, the comic shop. They
I have a record store over there. I'm gonna have to check it out. Yeah, but I just ordered the vinyl. But that album is really good.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I've been listening to that when I'm running.
Okay. I just been hooked on Mutt. I don't know why.
So you like the album as well?
I've only heard one song, but probably like 2 songs. And I didn't know it was Leon Thomas.
Yeah.
And I had hearted it. I was like, wait, this is...
He's really talented.
He is, and I didn't know he was from Nickelodeon.
Yeah, that's kind of how. He was actually in a movie called August Rush with Robert Williams. That's really good. I love that movie. And then he went to Nickelodeon, did a show, and then he wrote for a lot of people, Drake and things of that sort.
Really?
But now he's really kind of coming out as a solo artist, and he's getting his flowers.
That's good.
Like he's a really good artist.
Yeah, I like his voice.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's your go-to song. Hidden talent or hobby you're passionate about?
Those are two different questions for me. Talent and hobbies I'm passionate about. So I'm gonna answer it like a two-part question. My hidden talent is playing drums, which you know I play the drums. Being a church boy.
I did not know you played drums.
And the piano, yeah, but playing the drums, yeah.
And the piano?
Yeah, but playing the drum, I've been playing drums since I was like 5. That is definitely a hidden talent.
I didn't know. I didn't know you played the drums or the piano.
Yeah, when I was a kid, my dream was to be like play in like a jazz band, like if
So you
like
can still
R&B.
play? Oh my God.
Yes, so that's my hidden talent. My talent I'm passionate about is playing basketball. So like I just joined the men's league.
Okay.
So I start actually this Sunday.
Where y'all playing at?
Actually down the street from here, like literally across the street. It's at a school.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So I'm excited. I'll probably drop 40.
What's your favorite Tiny Desk concert?
Maxwell. Neo's was good too, though.
Yeah, Neo did.
Because he has so many hits.
And I like Neo. I saw him at the Maxwell concert.
That's a great combo. Man, I'm
It
jealous.
was amazing. No. It wasn't at Maxwell. It was Neo. It was Mary J. Blige.
That's a great combo too. Mary was up there.
No,
Pop Locket, no?
I was upset at Mary.
Because she
Mary
was a
was
Pop
like
Locket?
this.
Oh,
I
no,
was
she
like-
kept it cute. Then she didn't want us to meme her, that's why.
Listen, Neo. I would go to a Neo concert.
Yeah.
I missed Mario because I was late.
Oh, classic.
Who else was there? But Neo, I would definitely go. So Neo and Maxwell was your favorite.
And
Tiny
Sir.
Desk.
And Sir.
And Sir. Mine, Anthony Hamilton,
Okay.
as well, and Amory.
I want them to do Music Soul Child, but they haven't done it yet.
I thought they did.
No, they were supposed to, but they never did.
I love music.
Oh, you know who else is really good, but so old? He was one of the first, like, big Tiny
Yeah.
Desk performances. It's really old, but it's really good.
He was good.
That's when he came out with Kaleidoscope, which is a classic album.
I forgot about him.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to go back and look at that one.
There's so many good ones.
Listen, Tiny Desk. If y'all ever come to Florida,
I know, right? We need to try to make a Florida version of Tiny Desk.
I don't think it'll.
No, we don't got to pull.
We
You're
got
right.
too much pull out the stick.
Yeah. We get Kodak probably.
So you
And
played
piano.
drums while you were at ABC Workshop?
I knew how to play then, yeah.
Oh my God.
I've been playing since I was 5, yeah. And I learned piano when I was a lot older, like when I was in my teens. But drums, like, and I play from ear. I can play any.
From ear.
You start playing and I can just jump right in.
So when you started playing drums, were you like a kid that used to bam on the pots?
Yeah, so we have a family joke about that actually. Like, because we grew up in the Bee Gees. You know the Bee Gees,
Mm-hmm.
So, our pots used to be pressed up. So like when we used to make eggs, like it was always around the rim because I don't messed up the pots. Even when we boil water, it take forever to boil water because the middle's not heating up.
Right.
So yeah, that's like the family joke. How like for the longest, like we couldn't eat that good because I messed up all the pots.
Way to go.
And then in church, I used to mess up Bibles because I used to play on top of Bibles.
On top of the. All right. One thing you wish you knew about becoming a dad.
One thing I wish I knew how much sleep I was gonna need.
So with Zion, on average, how much sleep do you get?
It's not sleep. It's like uninterrupted sleep. It's like Zion, like for example, like most recently, like he had a night where he woke up at like midnight. Then we put him back to sleep. Then he woke up at 2. We put him back to sleep. Then we woke up at 4. So like, let's say I sleep 7 hours, but like I got interrupted and I got like these 30-minute pockets where I'm up.
Right.
It's not really that good. It's not good quality sleep.
Right.
So when you have kids, the quality of sleep goes down. But I just wish the time management. I wish someone really like let me know like, listen, you gotta really manage your time and communicate with the wife.
Right.
Because it becomes a challenge. It's not difficult. It's just a challenge.
Okay. What's the most impactful lesson you've learned as an entrepreneur?
Give more in use value than you take in monetary value. That way, it's a fair transaction.
I like that. Okay. So one last word. I know you gotta have a word. You gotta have a word. Did a word last time?
One word.
Yeah.
See, last time you asked me, I gave you a phrase.
Okay.
Let's see about. I'm gonna give you a word and a phrase. The word I'm gonna give you is abundance, because that word is really resonating for me in the last like 3 or 4 years. Because we think we live in a world of scarcity where like it's gonna run out, and like you limit your opportunity to get what you want when you think that there's a finite amount of something. It's an abundant world out here. So whatever you want, there's enough for us. There's enough money. There's enough happiness. There's enough beautiful men, beautiful women. There's enough out there. So abundant lifestyle. Abundance is the word I'm going to give you. A phrase I'm going to give you. Probably said this last time. I guess I'll say it again. Let me give you a different one. A phrase? I know so many phrases.
Give me a phrase for men's mental health.
This is specifically for men. No, for men's mental. I mean, it's not really. That's the hard part. Like men's mental health is so multifaceted. It's not like one phrase I can give you. But I mean, the thing that comes to my mind with men's mental health is go to the barbershop. Because like barbershop talk, like that's a thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, let it be more. Let it grow. Let it be more than sports. Talk about what you're dealing with as a father, what you're dealing with as a husband. I think that's something like you asked about earlier about like stigmas or things we can do to break stigmas. I think we need to go to the barbershop more and have more holistic conversations than just about sports. Let's talk about the difficulties we have with raising our sons and daughters and
so it sounds like you're starting something like that.
Barbershop talk. I actually have this thing I would like to do where like men get together in barbershops and we just play chess and smoke cigars.
That's a vibe.
And you can have great conversation over chess. It's really relaxed. Like just a space for men to just like do manly shit. It's my language.
It's okay. It's on NeNe's Damn Podcast.
But yeah. So I mean maybe one day I'll do something like that. But yeah.
I like that. So tell the people how can they find you?
Social media at David M.Torrence everywhere. A KP Cares Foundation for the nonprofit. You can follow my son's Instagram page, Ballin Aiden.
Okay. And how can they purchase the book?
Book is available on Amazon, Building Mental Equity by David M.Torrence. 9 stories to help you become more mindful.
And don't you have like a board game as well?
That's something I'm creating through the nonprofit next. But we created a stock market activity book. We had the first one we made for general public, but we made one for children on the spectrum.
Okay.
So that they can have access to financial literacy and literature. As well, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, it has been real. Thank you for being on NeNe's Damn Podcast.
Yes.
Thank you.
Part 3 in a couple of years.
I know, right?
Or maybe sooner.
Probably in 3 years. In 3 years. It's been well, ladies and gentlemen, ladies especially. Provide that space for these men to be vulnerable, to be safe, to vent to you guys, to vent to us. And it's been real on NeNe's Damn Podcast. Be blessed, be great, be amazing.